least 20 retirement communities and assisted living facilities catering to diverse needs and preferences of senior citizens across India under the brand name Elements. I will now present to you about Elements Senior Living, its vision, what it offers, about the strategic investment, and what are our future plans. At the end of the presentation, please feel free to ask us any questions. I have with me here my managing directors, Shri Arun Bharathi and Shri Bharathi Urban, and our director, Mr. Shakti Parsadi. See, to understand the industry, globally, senior living is a very well established industry, and whereas in India, it is still in a very nascent stage. We see a lot of companies abroad very mature in its life cycle of an organization, even trading in the markets as a blue chip stock in NSE and UK stock exchanges, London stock exchange, etc. The same sector. Whereas in India, it is still in a very nascent stage. Elements was started in 2021 with a grand vision, but the seed was sown in 2021 in Vandalur. We started a community there of about 90 units, and we handed it over in 2023. The vision of Elements is to provide superior care and comfort at affordable costs to the great middle income population of India. There are three undercurrent values on which Elements is built. One is customer centricity, transparency, and empathy. Like what Peter Drucker once said, brand is actually built in the minds of the people and the utility of the product. At Elements, we empathize with our customer and we keep the customer as the center of our operations. So from that comes the empathy and customer centricity. Transparency is in our DNA. We keep our operations, transactions transparent, and that results in customer satisfaction. Elements Retirement Community brings to you Chennai's most elegant residences, senior citizens, designed and stylized to provide high comfort and hassle-free living. I'll just give you some small statistics about very interesting statistic about senior living in India. By 2023, the Journal Research Report says we have about 66.8 years is the average life expectancy in India, and we have about 0.1 billion. That is about 100 crore, about 10 crore senior citizens in India. Whereas it is going to be 0.3 billion plus by 2050. Imagine that will be the number of senior citizens in India in about 25 years. Whereas, can somebody move the chair, please? I think it's obstructing the view. Somebody? Can you move the chairs, please? We'll put it later. Move it to the other side. The black one. See, currently among all senior citizens projects in India, about 68% of them are in South India. It is a massive majority of them are in South India, and there are reasons for that. South India, the education, and people from South India started traveling abroad and traveling up north. So the acceptability for retirement living became more is very high in South India. So about 68% of all retirement communities are in South India, and the rest is all between 13%, 2%, 5 and 2%, or 5 and 2% and 12% in other areas of India. And there are different stages in senior living. The first stage where you are able to take care of your own and what you just need a little bit of help
to support yourself in terms of cooking and food. You need a regular medical checkup. This age group is called independent living, where you are still independent and active, you just need some support. The next stage is called assisted living, where you need support even for day-to-day basis. அடுத்தது வந்து palliative care, where you are completely bedridden and you need care. அதுல about 84% is in independent living. 84%. So we are early retirees, we retire and for a long period of life, we retire and enjoy a relaxed life. Only 14% as of now is in assisted and palliative care. Now my anticipation is that 14% is going to grow drastically. So after 15 years, when we meet again, you will see this particular graph completely changed. There are different models. People buy houses in senior living, they're renting houses, or there is a lease model. About 85% of the retirement communities today are on outright sale model. 10% and 5% are on the different models. I will share this presentation to you. If you want, you can take up the statistics after this. And typically, the maximum number of people want a 2-bedroom or a single bedroom. Very less number of people want a larger house like a 3 BHK. So this is a typical distribution. I call this the golden ratio of all the units you need. This is what this organized sector. The top operators of senior living are all spread like this. It has most of the Indian brands spread across from the NCR region to Chennai, Coimbatore, Bangalore. So this is the full spread. In India, you can see the most number of our top brands are all in South India. Now, as I announced earlier, GTB is a collaborative venture between GT Group and Bharathi Homes, which brings to you Element Senior Living and investment into Element Senior Living to the tune of about 350 crores for projects across South India. GT Group is a diversified organization. It's a conglomerate with its operations in different sectors, starting from trading, financial services, hospitality, and real estate. They've been operating in Chennai market for more than about 5 decades. Close to from 1967, they've been operating. This is one of the most reputed business houses of Chennai. Bharathi Homes is young, technologically motivated, innovative real estate group based out of Chennai. Bharathi Homes was founded by Arun Bharti, and Bharathi Homes has done several projects in real estate in Chennai. And they are also particularly known as quote unquote the knowledge based real estate players. This is a timeline for GT Bharati's growth and Elements Oriye timeline. In 2021, Elements was first started in Vandalur, and this was, and by 2022, Elements 2 was started in Valsarvakam. In 2020, and that is where GT Group joined hands with Bharati in developing Elements. In 2023, Elements 1 was handed over for operations, and where people live very happily. And you would have seen some residents here before when you came. They were hopefully, they are all the residents of our retirement communities. They are all so very happy living there. And in February, GTB launches Elements 3 in Mandalore. In May 2024, GTB will launch Elements 4 in Kirapaka, in Kandigai. By July 2024, GTB will launch the first ever hyper luxury retirement community in East Coast Road, Chennai. And in 2025, Elements Assisted Living, that is currently now, because last year the construction started, currently under construction, Elements Assisted Living will be open to operations in 2025. There are 4 different verticals that we focus, 4 different type of communities we do in elements. We do or we plan to do. One of the element assisted senior living. Another, as I mentioned earlier, element senior living is an independent living where people are active and happy. They just need some support. So there is elements senior care. Currently we are in Chennai. We are already in conversation with players, with landowners and Bangalore and Coimbatore. Our future destinations in independent living are Bangalore, Mysore, Coimbatore, Trichy, Madurai, Cochin and Hyderabad. We are already in those markets negotiating deals. Another element assisted living. Chennai, we are already building one in Porur, a 90-bedded facility in Porur. We will still expand this to other metro areas in South India to start with in Bangalore and Hyderabad, probably Cochin later. So this is our plan. And elements, as I told you, the first ever hyper-luxury retirement community in Chennai is going to come in East Coast Road. That's Elements Lux Elite. Currently, we will be building it in Chennai. We are launching the project in a couple of months. And our future destinations will be Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai and NCR. This is more restricted to the the metropolitan cities. Elements design is very unique. These are retirement communities in holy places. In India, traditionally we have a thought that we want to retire and relax during the last days in some holy place. So, India, holy places like India, people want to live, we are building retirement communities there. And it also developed as holiday homes and retirement communities. So, we are already in the verge of closing a few deals there. We will be building in Tiruvannamalai, Kumbakonam, Tirupati, Srirangam. We are looking to close deals in Puttaparthi, Guruvayur and Nashik, which is close to Shirdi. So these are the 4 verticals in elements. The number of units which are currently under either operations or construction in elements are 644. And the number of units in the planning stage, it's under planning or we are about to ink a deal or something like that, are close to about 1050. So under our current wing itself, we are trying close to about 1650, 1700 units. So even in future it will be much higher. We are planning to do 20 at least retirement communities across South India in the next 2 to 3 years. See, what is very unique is we are focusing on leveraging technology for senior care. We already have a team and we have started working on it. There are 6 areas where we will be working using the technology. First one is remote monitoring. We are using gadgets and software to monitor the weekly to use technology to monitor them from a different place, even though we have a medical center in a retirement community. So it will be useful for the children also who are there abroad to use this technology and remote monitoring. Number 2 is wearable gadgets. There are gadgets such as watches, lockets, which track a lot of health features in people. So we are also working on signing up with some of the communities which sell these gadgets to customize to our purposes for our retirement communities. One are the emergency calling system. We already have these systems in our communities, but more than these just ordinary nurse calling systems, we are also trying to use slightly wide area network slightly advanced technologies for this emergency calling systems. Some of them are automated, like the fault detectors. We are also training one of our communities, in the future communities. We have already customized the product for us. We will be placing fault detectors in important rooms like the bathroom, living room, and the bedroom. But people will fall down, it will automatically send a message to our medical center and their children. So that is the use of technology. Then comes AI, artificial intelligence. So in India, when we capture it as a data, we have using artificial intelligence, we கொஞ்சம் டேட்டா ஜாஸ்தி ஆகும்போது we will be able to give data driven insights and preventive care to foresee the sort of care people will need, and we will be doing that also. So we already started working on this from future communities immediately. If we are going to hand over EQ elements to in others from those communities itself, some of these features will be able to find that will be used in elements in communities. These are some of the services I just graduated for them because it's there in most of our community website. It's a big list. It starts from something which is very basic like food, vegetarian food, and then 24/7 medical care, paramedical services, nurses, in a list of services. I'm just giving the list down, and I'll share the presentation also with you. So if you want, you can take over from take the list from this. I'll introduce you to the key management, top management of elements. Shri Bharat Doshi, Managing Director of GT Bharathi, he's here. He's been heading GT Group for quite some time and leading the conglomerate to successes after successes. Arun Bharti, Managing Director of Bharati Homes, now Managing Director of GT Bharati. He's a techie turned management professional turned entrepreneur who's seen the world in the world of technology and tries to bring the same amount of innovation and intensity in terms of delivery in real estate. Arun Bharti for you. That's yours truly, Ashwin Kumar. I have been in the senior industry for the past 16 years, to put it very modestly. And I've been behind the three most successful brands in India of retirement communities. My earlier companies have been Seri and Vedanta. So I'm a serial entrepreneur for that. Now I'm with Element Senior. Shakti, so Shakti Patsadi handles all our operations in terms of our construction, engineering, quality, and whatever needs to set up as the operational systems. So Shakti is also a techie turned entrepreneur and a management professional. These are the elevations of some of our communities in Mandalore, Kandigai, Malsaravakam, and what is coming there is near Kovalam, Isya is what I told you as Hyperluxury. I'm not really revealing the elevation now to you. That will be done during a different class with different questions. That's it. Those are the details. And the house is open for questions. It's mostly in-house. You Arun? The question. Should I take the question or you want to take the question? Sir, please.
We have been leaving the money. So the investment is primarily for real estate investment, so land is the most important component. So the land acquisition is already completed. So that's a major component which is already present here. So we also have partnership in developing senior living community where other developers are also partnering with us in the landscape. So this is a major investment which is going to come in. So there is also a sales process because the senior living is a stage by stage, it's a buying model, it's not a renting model. So there is also a sale process. So the combination of land, our own investment, bank loans, and sale process. So this is the 4 stages to which the investment is going to come. And there is not any external foreign investment.
There is no in-house. To answer it short, the entire investment is in-house. So, the requirement is in several tens of thousands, but the difference between requirement and demand is education of the market. So that is where we are involved in. I would say it is at least a few, I would say at least a 10,000 in a year. That is the demand. I don't come to say that the people are lining up in a queue to buy the entire 10,000, but the demand is high. We need to educate and break the market to make it a viable economic demand.
So just to give a very different perspective to this demand, right? There is a lot of latent demand where people want to rent senior living also, which people are not even aware of. So one of the things which we are promoting at this point in time is a lot of people can invest into senior living property and rent it out where the rental yield is also better. So this is one more thing which we are promoting. Another thing which we are trying to work is we are presenting white papers to government where government can allocate large land parcels. So land is going to be the major industry, right? And this is a requirement for a lot of government staffs also. There are people who live in government quarters till they are 58 years or 60 years till they retire. And when they come out, they don't have their own house or they don't have the services and the community which they are living in. Then suddenly the community disappears. They have lived in a quarter where all the neighbors living as a community, and one fine morning at 58 they are out of the community. Right? So there is a huge latent demand in these areas. So these latent demands are something which through white papers, giving presentations and other things, we are trying to bring out. So there is a lot of effort which we are taking in this.
So the senior living category, who is the deciding architect? The senior persons they decide themselves or their children they decide?
Sir, even if ஒரு பர்சன்டேஜ் ஒரு 100 பேர் என்கிட்ட வாங்குறாங்க அப்படின்னாக்கா 75% buy from their own money. Only 25% are dependent on their children for home loans or anything. ஆனா அந்த 75% அவங்க சொந்த காசு போட்டு வாங்குறதுக்கும் they need the approval of their children. நம்ம வந்து டிபிக்கலா இந்தியன் ஃபேமிலிஸ்ல தோடு மிஞ்சினா தோடுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா, அதனால they consult with their children, take their approval. If they have a disapproval, they will not buy. If they are neutral also, it's okay. If there is a disapproval from the children, I would say it is a combined decision, but it is more sort of even if they have to buy, the children will not approve it.
Just to look at from a very different perspective, a senior living globally is seen as a retirement for a woman of the house also. So when we talk about a retirement for a man of a house, at 58, 60, 62, 65, he decides to retire, he can sit at home, watch TV, read papers, do everything. But a woman of the house, even you have a cook, she has to manage the cook. She has to manage the cook. There is a lot of management responsibility a woman of the house has. Right? These are opted in senior living equalities. So it is not that people are like cooking right? It is my own house. I live the life what I want to live, but I don't need to work in. So there is a home manager like how a secretary has who takes care of it. The entire senior living community has a home manager who basically manages his schedule. Okay, what time your food should be ready, what time your house cleaning should happen, what time you basically if you want to wash your clothes it should happen. So they manage this entire thing in sequence. So which means the women of the house need not do this managing. So there is lot of understanding we have to take it to the society. At this point in time, still 80 to 85% of the people see this senior living as a old age home, where the kids are dropping the parents, right? So the reason for approval and reason for decision making goes to the children because the children don't want to feel, I have left my parent in old age home. So the long answer to your short question is that. So we have to break these barriers where we have to tell if they need freedom, they need privacy, they need to live their life they want to live. And women has to get their time. They should also get their retirement. So this is a learning which we want to take it to the masses.
We are talking to a couple of American brands in India. We are talking about our company, right? Not the industry. We are talking to a couple of brands, but we are not bringing it because this is not a stage where we need them. But at some point in time, yeah, some people are interested, especially from the United States. We will bring them in the next few years. We are already talking.
Global brands again understanding is different. Right? The way we live our life is going to be very different from how globally a US brought up person or a Europe brought up person will live. Right? So there is one example of Columbia Asia coming from internationally and they are not able to understand our way of life. Right? So these are something which has to be very, very brought it from the roots. Right? So our senior living community has a lot of personalized touches, a lot of events which engage them. Right? So these things, how much understanding a global people will have is a different question. Right? We can see today with advent of technology, we know whatever is the latest modern wearables and everything is already there. So Ashwin was mentioning already we have worked on 3-4 wearables which we are going to do. Right? There is already quite a few fall detector mechanisms, a lot of other things are in place. So these are global technologies which we can borrow, but the services has to be run very, very Indian. So then only people will be related. And there are a lot of Indian brands which are coming in, say for example, Max, the insurance group has already started and very successfully running senior living brand in North. So there are a lot of Indian brands that are coming into senior living. You can list a lot of brands. Even hospitality brands are discussing with us. They want to get into senior living. So when hospitality brand comes in, the service level increases. So this is something where the service has to be with a warmth. Whereas a global brand is looking at India to this, how do I give the warmth in the services? So I think we are more pioneers and we have more edge than a global brand. Maybe from a technology perspective, we can borrow the technological advancement of a global brand.
Just to add to what Arun says, for example, Holiday Inn, we all know as a hospitality brand. Not many people know it is one of the largest chain of retirement communities. They have one of the largest chain of retirement communities in the US. So it is a synergy for them to have retirement communities and also hospitality. So there will be participation to it, but we don't need it now. But we keep engaging them in discussion. At some point in time, we also grow global. At that point in time, we need them.
You want the land parcels to development. I mean, helping government to these land parcels.
We are presenting white papers to them, sir. Arun Sonamari, there can be a lot to be done in senior living and retirement communities. India is a very, very young country. Our average age is sub 35. Our average age, young country. இன்னொரு 25 வருஷம் கழிச்சு 30 வருஷம் கழிச்சு பாத்தீங்கன்னாக்கா இப்போ இருக்கிற அத்தனை யங் பீப்புள் அப்ப ரிட்டையர் ஆயிருப்பாங்க. அப்ப ரிட்டையர் ஆகிறது நீங்க இப்ப யோசிச்சாதான் சரிப்பட்டு வரும். இன்னொரு அதனால we are presented papers. அவங்க கவர்மெண்ட் லேண்ட்ஸ் கொடுத்தாக்கா இந்த மாதிரி பிரைவேட் பிளேயர்ஸ் வந்து இட் கேன் பி a public private enterprise. It's a social enterprise, yeah. So we are presenting papers to the governments. Let us see how they work on it.
The biggest advantage of government participating will be, right, the minute government starts participating, the cost of service will go down. See, today, as a senior living brand, people do between 100-125 units to 500-600 units. So your cost of service is only divided between these number of units. But when government participates, it will become 2,000 units, 3,000 units in a location. Like how housing board runs a scheme, they will run a scheme to people to come in and buy. Right? When you have 2,000 units, 3,000 units, your cost of service will be completely nullified. At 3,000 units, you will have a polyclinic which is present there. So you don't need to pay for the doctor and nurses. Whoever is fallen sick can go there and pay. Because 3,000 units is a self-sufficient unit. Right? These things are possible only when government participates. So how can you make government participate? From our side only we can give present papers. We can explain them the advantage of coming into it. This is not a pure real estate business. This is a real estate business with social interest.
So, what is the present market share? Your market share?
So we have just grown. Today our market share is very, very low. I'm not even putting it in percentage. But if you see, we will be one of the largest growing companies because either 2021 ஆரம்பிச்சு with 90 units ஆரம்பிச்சு already I have 644 units under either operation or under construction. And another 2 years, whichever is in the planning stage, we will start. In another 2 years, I will have add another 1,050, 1,700 in 3 வருஷத்துக்குள்ள இருக்கும். அப்பனா imagine the growth. We will be the fastest growing company. So I will be very happy to give you in another 3 years what is the market share, which will be very empty. Sir.
Something is 16% compared to other
states.
Because are we deviating from 9 months something in?
So, partly right, sir. You said partly right. The joint family system the social changes. The 70s, 60s, 70s, the employment into public sector and the government, அதில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சவுத் இந்தியாவில் தான் ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தியாக இருந்தது. இங்கே டிஃபென்ஸில் போய் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறவங்க, அப்புறம் இங்கேருந்து சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட்டில் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறவங்க எல்லாமே. And education was very high. So people did not stay in their family homes. எந்த ஊராக இருந்தாலும் மதுரை, கோயம்புத்தூர், சென்னையாக இருந்தாலும் அவங்க வீட்டில் இருந்து வெளியில் போய் வேலை செய்ய ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. அந்த 60கள் 70களில் வேலை செஞ்சவங்க ரிட்டையர் ஆயிட்டாங்க. ரிட்டையர் ஆனவங்க என்ன பண்றாங்க, அவங்க பசங்க வெளிநாட்டில். So we started with social change in India. South India started social change in India, breaking the joint family. The breaking வந்து ஒரு நெகட்டிவ் கனெக்ஷன்ல சொல்ல மாட்டேன். We went away. That is a காலத்தின் கட்டாயம்.
You can see it as a negative thing, you can see it as a positive growth element where we are advanced, right? So we are moving forward very fast. So whereas North India is still, that's what we are again claiming, right? South is growing faster and we are contributing more to the country. That is our claim also. The claim is primarily because we are much more advanced. So people started moving out of their place. People started moving abroad. See, today a South Indian family, people are going educated and moved from 1970, people living in US and Australia. So those are the set of people who are good and say in 1990s it's rampant. So their entire parents who got retired, they need support structure completely. So and lot of people when we look at who are buying, right, and with Ashwin's 50 years of experience, 75-80% of the people, nobody is pushing them to buy. They are buying it because they believe they need privacy. They need to live their last 20 years happily. They want to do what they want to do. Right? Tomorrow I want to leave. I don't have any responsibility. If I am living in a joint family, do you think a grandparent has a responsibility to take care of the grandchild? So it is no more a retirement. Right? After retirement, the work doubles. So instead of seeing it in a wrong connotation, you start seeing it in a very, very positive connotation. It gives a lot of flexibility for them. They can travel. See, we have missed all our life traveling, right? So till you reach 60, I have work, I have my son's education, I have my exams, so I can't travel. So especially the generation who reach 60 now, I think the people who are in 40 in our age group, we used to balance it. So this is the opportunity for them to travel. We know so many people who come, they buy a house, they don't do 1 year there. They hardly live 6 months, 7 months. Balance until they are traveling. So it gives them so much of flexibility to travel.
Very aware, the British government is giving subsidy steps and use a lot of incentives for British Indians who settle there to run the operation in the suburbs. You have seen that also. Are we planning to really approach the government to emulate a similar model across India? There are a lot of entrepreneurs who are willing to venture into it, provide this incentive to the government.
So, like Arun earlier mentioned, they are presenting, it's spoken to the governments, presenting them white papers on what are the advantages of government stepping in and subsidizing. பல விஷயங்கள் சார் ஸ்டார்டிங் ஃப்ரம் இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஸ்டார்டிங் ஃப்ரம் லேண்ட் ஆர் எனி இன்புட் காஸ்ட் டு the services, there is no distinction between senior living and ordinary living. For example, the approval cost is the same cost. Cement மணல் அதே காஸ்ட் தான், லேண்டும் அதே காஸ்ட் தான். அது மட்டும் இல்ல, சீனியர் லிவிங் சர்வீசஸ்க்கு 18% GST. ஓகே, எந்த வித்தியாசமும் இல்ல. We are passing. I am part of the CIA task force for senior living. We presented on behalf of ASI, organization is part of ASI, Association of Senior Living in India. We recently also we made a memorandum to the central government for looking at change, a difference between normal and other. அது வரும்போது அடுத்த லெவல் தான் நீங்க சொல்றது வரும். எனக்கு வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இந்த டிஸ்டிங்ஷன் எனக்கு பண்ணாங்க. அடுத்த லெவல் வரும்போது they should start subsidizing. இல்லாட்டா இன்னும் ஒரு 30 வருஷத்துல வந்து இந்த ஒரு 40-50 கோடி பேர் 35 கடியில இருக்காங்க இல்லையா வயசு, அவங்க அத்தனை பேர் 65 வயசு ஆனாங்கன்னா என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? இப்ப ஆரம்பிச்சாலும் 20 வருஷம் கழிச்சு அந்த இண்டஸ்ட்ரி வந்து நல்லா பெருசா இருக்கும், சப்சிடிஸ் யூஸ் ஆகும். ஸோ we are already working on it. அது ரியாக்ஷன் எப்போ வரும் எப்படி வரும்ன்றது தெரியாது. லெஃப்ட் டு கவர்மெண்ட். Any other questions? So we are doing to this. We are doing. Government was already in the process. We are talking to them. There is a right time to do it. So
there are two different things. Asking for GST subvention and other things, it goes to central government. If you are asking for projects, basically can you do a 3,000 units, 4,000 units larger project, that goes to state government. So the representation has to happen at different levels. So it can't be one level which can happen. Again, you know, in charter there is different things within the government you have to reach.
There's no future plan.
Sorry?
You see the future plan.
The future plan will be expansion, mainly in South India and several places in North India. Over vertical, but design on the bottom, home places. We want to do in Ayodhya, Rishikesh there also. Mathura, maybe a demand. We are planning one in Nashik, which is very close to Shirdi. And doing that. Assisted living area, like what we said, we want to spearhead this model of the rental. இன்னைக்கு ரெசிடென்ஷியல்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னாக்கா ரியல் எஸ்டேட்ல 2% மேல ரெண்டல் ரிட்டர்னே கிடையாது. உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஒரு 4-5% கூட ரெண்டல் ரிட்டர்ன் which is very high when it comes to residential வரணும்னா senior livingல மட்டும் தான் முடியும். We have already started proving that model in our communities. So we are planning to spearhead that model and prove that model in the market so that this rental model has a big future. ஏன்னா எல்லாரும் ஒரு 50-60 லட்சம் ஈர்ப்பு காசு கையில் இருக்கிற 50-60 லட்சம் ரூபாய் போட்டு ஒரு வீடு வாங்குறது மாசம் 20,000 வாங்கி கொடுத்துட்டு போயிடுவாங்க. அவங்க வசதியா இருக்கு. ஸோ இந்த மாடலுக்கு அக்செப்டன்ஸ் இருக்கு. இது வந்து கொஞ்சம் ஸ்பீட் பண்றதுக்கு தான் ஆள் வேணும். அதை நாங்கள் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். பட் our immediate future model is expansion in geographical area and vertical areas such as this.
So the rental model of people invest only out of rental and your own process.
ரெண்டுமே சார். இப்போ வந்து நம்ம வந்து இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ற மக்களுக்கு வந்து ரெண்டல் ஈல்ட் கொடுத்துட்டு இருக்கோம். அதுதான் சஸ்டைனபிள் மாடல் நினைக்கிறேன். இப்போ எங்களுக்கே நம்ம இது பண்ணணும்னாக்கா the capital has to be high.
So just to add, there are 2-3 international funds are also reached out to discuss whether they can build it on a rental model. Because funds are, you will be able to build larger inventory and go. So these discussions are very early stage. So whatever we have presented as a future plan doesn't have these things included in it. But as a vision, we want to create a lot of rental model property because we believe that is a good way to promote senior living. So that is where we can break the ice and lot many people will get benefit instead of only pure saving.
See, the rental model நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி capital intensive நம்ம முதல்ல போட்டு பண்றது வந்து like some funds have reached out to us. International rates India breaking பண்ணாக்க that model will start doing it. REITs, real estate investment trusts, health REITs இருக்கு. health REITs one of the main portfolio they need to invest is senior living. இந்தியாவில் முதல்ல ஒரு 5-6 வருஷம் முன்னாடி ஒரு கம்பெனி ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டு இந்தியன் மார்க்கெட் எப்போதுமே கொஞ்சம் ட்ரிக்கி, டக்குன்னு புரிஞ்சுக்க முடியாது. அவங்க அதனால அப்படியே வெளில இருந்து வெளியே பார்த்துட்டே இருக்காங்க. அது பிரேக்கிங் ஆகும்போது I think it is time for us. Now everything the processing is all being very transparent. Central government level சரி, India state government சரி. So the time is right for the health REITs to invest in India. அவங்க வரும்போது this rental model will start being built.
Is there any investment up to IT people for the parties for
Absolutely sir. நீங்க இப்ப இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணாக்கா you will get rental returns which is better than anything else. You get good rental returns plus the appreciation of the house. At some point in time when you become the age of occupancy, either you occupy it or you can sell it at a very high appreciation model, enjoying the returns from that investment also. Okay. Rental we have several IT people invested. In our current I would say close to about 15% of the stock in E1 has been sold to investors, and overall very happy. We are all getting rental returns. Thank you. We have a photo op with all the directors. Sir, please just have a photo. I did it. LED off பண்ணி back lock off black on
Hold the pen. Hold the pen.